All right, guys. So we are officially live. I see tons of people uh, bowling in here, so that'll be fun. I was actually just getting ready to say that one of the things that I think will be the most exciting for a lot of you guys to take out of today's sort of strategy session is the sort of the ease in which you'll be able to take advantage of what I think is not just the um, like the future of marketing, but it's the right now as well. And it's one of those where um, I always sort of equate this to. Did any of you guys see The Big Short? I don't know if any of you guys saw that movie or not, but the uh, the movie The Big Short was essentially about how these guys got in on a big piece of the market before it was big, and that's kind of what that's what really excites me about this idea. I love being able to kind of explain it to everybody because this is something that not really a lot of people are using out there. But it's kind of taking advantage of the biggest and most exciting um, traffic getting sort of plan that there is out there. So um, I am definitely excited. Uh,
And you know what? I was blown away by your information, and that's why I want to bring also the information to my subscribers. Because me too, I have the same problem. Every time when I launch a new product or when I want to promote something, I need to have a list, right? So with your information, I can dominate my product launch, other product launches, and even build a list. So
yeah, I think
awesome,
that's
awesome
going to be
content.
really
Hope
exciting for a
everyone
lot.
will enjoy it.
I think that's going to be the most exciting part. Is really like I was talking about this before we actually went live again. I was discussing with some of the people about like how exciting it still makes me when like I start a fresh campaign and I start getting a subscriber, even when it's like even before I generate a sale or any of that stuff. It's really it's exciting to generate subscribers because when you have an email list, the future of that list is bright. So. Um, I'm excited to have you guys here. Obviously, my name is Travis Stevenson. Um, I'm here with Marius Price. You guys know him. And so, what we want to do this year is we want to make 2016 your best year yet. So, let me just see by a show of somebody putting in a one. Put a one in the chat box if you are all about making 2016 your best year yet. Oh, yeah, lots of ones. And feel free to put one and your name because again the names aren't showing up. But feel free to put one and then your name. And Sebastian, there we go. Greg, we got Trevor, Colin. So a bunch of people throwing up ones. Deb, John, Stephen from Vancouver. Um, it. I say that because that's what this is going to make. It's not going to make a month. It's not going to make a week. Like this is the sort of information that when you apply, it'll literally it's a year making kind of stuff. Um, so the entire point of this training session is to remove every obstacle between you and profit. Period. Um, One of my favorite things to tell people is to be able to show this information because it's a complete idea, it's a complete solution, and I think a lot of people that are on this call, even from talking to you guys before, um, you need that complete solution as opposed to just something that an idea that like, oh, it's just not quite complete, or I've tried a couple of things, and the reason that you've not had as much success as you'd like is because the sort of lack of it being a complete idea. So we're going to fix that today. So what I really need from you guys though is to drop everything that might distract you and listen closely, because there's going to be a couple of times where you're going to want to take some notes in here. There's going to be a couple of times where if you aren't listening as closely, you might miss something, and then you're going to ask a question, and then it kind of slows everybody else down. So let me just see that you guys are with me. If you could just put a 5 in the chat box, that lets me know that you guys are with me. You're paying attention. Um, you're attentive. Essentially, you're looking at what we got going on, because watching the actual screen is going to be a key here, guys. Because again, I'm going to be logging into my dashboards. I'm going to be logging into my affiliate accounts, and it's going to be pretty fun. So essentially, I wanted to kind of give you guys a little bit of information on me. My name is Travis Stevenson. At this point in my career, I consider myself an affiliate and traffic generation specialist. Traffic generation is what I do. We run a small service team right now where we also we actually drive traffic for people is one of the things that we've done recently. So driving traffic is a specialty of mine. I have over $25 million in online verified sales. Now, that's as an affiliate, that's as a vendor, that's in a lot of different capacities. But I've been a part of and helped make over $25 million in online sales. My first 30 days online, my first full 30 days online, I did $105,000 in earnings. It was actually back in November of, I want to say 2006 or 2007, somewhere in there. Was my first I quit my job and did my own thing for 30 days online. And how many of you guys, just by putting a 2 in the box, are looking for that same sort of moment, that moment where like everything else can stop and you can focus on the stuff that you really want to do, that you can actually have an income that you can control. Because I think that's 100% why you're here. And I think that, while we discuss this, you'll see that's possible. So lots of people, Stephen, Colin, Deb, Linda, throwing 2s in the box. Appreciate you guys. So I've also consulted. I've had a couple of consulting clients, 6 actually, as high as $15,000 consulting packages. And essentially one of the biggest affiliate networks on the planet, somebody that you would be very familiar with if I could disclose the name, but our contract restricted me from telling people. But I consulted with a major affiliate network not too long ago. And whenever they would get a new offer, they would actually send that offer to me and say, hey, how can you help these guys get some sales? And so I would actually consult with those clients. And at times I've actually been paid up to $15,000 consulting packages. So again, the reason I'm even telling you guys any of that stuff is not necessarily to brag, but to let you know I'm worth listening to. This is definitely one of the more beneficial calls I think you'll ever be on. And then lastly, I've created and sold 15 different information products and software products to over 100,000 customers. It's been a great run so far, and it's only getting better. So it's going to be an exciting, fun call. So let's go ahead and get started. Look, I know you guys just as well as yourselves at this point when it comes to your internet marketing business, your online business, for the most part. So what's stopping you right now from being a 6 or 7 figure earner? And I know it sounds crazy, but this is the honest truth. These 3 little things, I say little things because they become little soon. These are the 3 things that are stopping you right now from being successful. Number 1, your traffic generation sucks. How many of you guys, by putting an A in the box, that's where your problem is? You have a traffic generation problem and you just, sort of haven't been able to figure out the traffic angle. You kind of understand affiliate a little bit. You understand what you could do if you could get traffic, but traffic is a problem. So we've got Stephen, Colin, a bunch of people putting A's in the box. So if you ever get past the traffic generation problem, then your next problem is going to be B. You're not focused on building a list. How many of you guys, by putting a B in the box, you feel like, maybe you've overlooked building a list, or you haven't been able to think about it as much, or maybe you don't have A, so you haven't had to think about B. We got a bunch of people who are in the B category, maybe a little bit of traffic, but no real lists, which means that you don't have forever traffic. And then lastly, maybe you've generated a little bit of traffic, maybe you've even built a little bit of a list, but you're just not monetizing correctly, and that equals wasted traffic and no sales. How many of you guys have experienced C or feel C? We got Linda's in A, B, and C. We got Cheryl in B, Trevor in B, Colin in B, Deb in B, Colin in C, Steve in C. We got some A, B's, and C's, lots of C's. So I think that the big problem here is traffic. It comes down to these 3 problems is the run of the gamut. And I just want to see you guys agree that one of these things is the reason that you're not as successful so far as you'd like to be. And that's important because once you realize that, then as we cover this information, you'll see that it's very easy to overcome these three things after watching this training. So all that stuff obviously can be downright frustrating and demotivating. Trust me, I know I've had plenty of campaigns that didn't work. I've had plenty of ideas that didn't go well. One of the things that I tell everybody is the way that you know that you are good at something is because you failed at it a bunch. That's how I know that I've gotten good at something, because I've made a lot of mistakes. But that's what kind of benefits you guys from being here by taking the time out of your day, which I obviously appreciate you guys being here. You are going to be able to eliminate these things, because all the mistakes that I've made, I can show you how to get around them and just give you the successful stuff. So obviously, I know a thing or two about traffic. That screenshot on the left there is just showing you in Facebook ads alone, I did 103,000 clicks. This was actually in 15 days at 1 penny per click. Just by a show of putting a 1 in the box for me, how many of you guys would love to be able to get 100,000 clicks for a penny a click? And don't forget, guys, put your name in the box. It helps me when you guys put the name in the box, because then I can actually see Trevor, Colin, Chris, Greg, Orby, Steve, Sebastian, Scott Brown, Tom, everybody, Colin, John, Deb, well. So everybody kind of agrees that being able to get that kind of traffic would be important. Dudley, Karsten, Ted, we got a bunch of people here. And then on the right here, what I'm going to be showing you guys here in a bit is how I was able to generate 45,000 clicks in this one system, which also turned into 660 subscribers for me, all using, literally all using social and fully engaged, happy customer traffic. And that then turned into sales for me. So that was also very, very exciting. So these are just recent things that I pulled together. I have a lot more traffic statistics than that, but as you can see, I've been doing this for a long time. I'm pretty good at generating sales. Make sure this is big enough for you guys to see. On the left there is some weekly paychecks that I've had in the past, upwards of $10,000. I'm actually going to log into this account later and show you guys. I've had weeks in that account as high as $59,000. I'm not even kidding. And I'm going to tell you guys right now that a majority of that comes when you can actually control an email marketing list. So that's what I want to be able to help you guys do today, is generate traffic, build a list, and start generating sales from that list. Up at the top here, I've actually had some days promoting affiliate products in Warrior Forum, as high as almost $7,000 one day, and then the next day followed up. I mean, the 2 days combined was $10,000. On the right there, you see that red box. That's a little over $2,800, I believe, and that's actually from just one of the little tips that I'm going to give you guys today. It's such a small little piece of what you're going to get. I'll show you guys exactly how that's done. And then at the bottom, how many of you guys, just by a show of, if you guys could please type an 8 in the box, or even just, you know what, let's put me. Type in me if you have a Shopify store, or if you've done anything with a store online, or if you've ever had any interest in doing a store, and put no if you've never heard of a store and you're not, that's not been your thing so far. Because I'm also going to show you guys how I was able to take this same information and translate it to a store that wasn't even mine, and help a friend of mine do $2,500 in sales in 30 days, and she's gone on to do over $8,000 in sales. And don't worry if you don't have a store. I'm just going to show you guys how this applied to that, and I think you'll fully understand, because it all comes down to traffic. All of it comes down to traffic. So today I'm going to show you these 5 things. I'm going to show you guys how I drove over 100,000 clicks for as low as 0.001 per click, which is just ridiculous. I mean, that's a tenth of a penny per click. I'm also going to show you how I was able to take advantage of Reddit and make a friend of mine $2,500 a month by just posting on Reddit. And if you guys aren't familiar with it, don't worry, we'll discuss that. I'm also going to show you guys how I'm getting 50 to 100 leads a day totally free on autopilot. And I'm going to show you guys how controlling your lead flow can make you up to $6,000 a month. Now, I want to stress this one thing. I make more than $6,000 a month using this same flow. I put that number there because I think that is a realistic number for you to take away from this call. if you are productive with the information that I'm going to show you. And just by a show of ones, how many of you guys would be interested in that number, being able to actually control traffic and leads to the tune of $6,000 a month? Stephen, Chris, Colin, Cheryl. We got a bunch of yeses coming through. Awesome. Linda. So Deb. Awesome. Because that's what I want to. That's what I think is realistically possible for you guys. I'm not saying how much I'm doing with it, because I'm doing a lot more than that. But I think it's realistically possible for that. Rick, Bill, Lillian, cool, awesome. So we're gonna have a good time. And lastly, I say you choose, I create. We're actually gonna have you guys. And just by a show of twos, I'd love to see how many of you guys would be interested in watching me actually build a campaign in a niche that you give me, setting it up and actually showing you guys how to make it successful. So it looks like a good amount of you guys there. There we go. Karsten, Steve, Greg, Lillian. Yeah, do it live. Cool. So, and then lastly here, if you apply what I'm going to show you today, you can do, these are what some of the people who have seen this exact same method, this is what some of them are doing with it. And so this is why I say if you apply what I'm talking about today, over $10,000 a month in affiliate commissions. We have somebody who joined our training not long ago and is now doing over $10,000 a month in recurring commissions. We have another group of 2 women who are using this, and they're doing over $2,500 a month in recurring sales. Several people, over 500 leads a day in their business. We have a couple people who are actually consultants, and they use this for their customers. It's brilliant. And then ultimately, look, I think that this is the ultimate secret to this whole thing, is being able to get total control and power to grow your life. I think that, you know, it sounds like an all-empowering sort of message, but I mean it in its most basic form of when you can control your income and you can generate income and you're not stressing and you're not using the mental strain that's going to take a toll on you, that usually you're spending like, oh, I gotta generate traffic, I gotta learn how to make this work, I gotta learn how to do this, blah, blah, blah. Now, when it's actually successful, you're not spending your time and energy on that. You're spending your time and energy doing what you want to do, which I think is important. And then lastly, take total control over your time. Just by putting a 1 in the box, how many of you guys, that's what you ultimately want, right? Like, you ultimately want total control over your time. You're not here to make money. You're here for what money can get you, which is your time. Sebastian, Linda, Lil, Wall, Enrique, Steven, Colin, Deb, awesome. Great. So that's what we want to be able to do for you guys. So I just want you guys now to type I'm in the chat box. And if you haven't noticed already, I'm really, really big on your guys' engagement. So keep your fingers ready, because this is going to be like a really live style. Like, I want your guys' feedback as we're going. Colin, awesome. Everybody's in. Deb, Linda, everybody's just Cheryl, Greg, perfect. Karsten, awesome. So it's really important to me to be able to get your guys' feedback, because I really want that live sort of like, environment. So look, let's get right into it. How many of you guys knew that there were 2.206 billion social users out there, which is 30% of the planet? Can you guys believe 30% of the entire planet is on a social network at this point? It's absolutely incredible. Now, actually, what I want to do here is just, how many? 2.206 billion social users, which is just unreal if you think about that number. And I'm trying to see here. And here's the other thing you got to remember is a lot of these people, like we're talking about 30% of the planet is on a social network. We're not even talking about the countries that, like, we don't take into account the countries that don't even have internet, the countries that, like, don't have access to social networks, stuff like that. So that's a much bigger number. I bet in the United States it's closer to like 70%, which is crazy. Like I said at the beginning of this call, we're going to be talking about the future, and the future is here, and it's very, very bright. Facebook adds 500,000 new users every day. That's 6 new accounts per second. which I did not know until recently. I think that's pretty crazy. Facebook is becoming an absolute behemoth. Even though it already is the number two highest traffic getting website on the planet, Facebook is getting even bigger. Along with that is this growth in native advertising, which in 2018 it's set to reach $21 billion. Now, by a show of ones, if you do, and two if you don't, how many of you guys know what native advertising is? One if you do, two if you don't. Okay, we've actually got a decent amount of people who do, so we're about 50-50. It looks like most people, some people do, some people don't. So don't worry, we'll discuss that as well. In a nutshell, though, native advertising is basically just advertising that doesn't look like advertising. It looks natural, and actually, Facebook and all social media has been crowned as the king of native advertising. Because if you really think about it, if you look at the advertisements on all the social networks like Facebook, on Twitter, they don't really look like advertisements most of the time. Some of them do, but there's a lot of them that don't. They look like normal content that's just out there, and that's the appeal, and that's the future of marketing and advertising. And if you can understand how to advertise something without making it look like an advertisement, how many of you guys realize, put a 1 in the box if you realize that like that is a really powerful structure for building a business, is if you can actually advertise something without it looking like an advertisement. All these people on the social networks, guess what happens? They engage with your ad, they comment on your ad, they share your ad, and so that's the key here. Is all these social sites out there, what they want is engagement. Facebook is even big on engagement as well. You'll notice if you start going to websites, that a bunch of different websites, you don't even see banner ads anymore. Have any of you guys? And somebody just said, "Are you meaning viral content?" Yeah, viral content as well, for sure. But how many of you guys have noticed that most of the big websites you go to nowadays, like BuzzFeed, for instance, they don't have a typical banner on their website anymore. Like they're not advertising to you the same way that we used to get advertised to 5 years ago. You probably noticed a lot less actual banner ads and like blinking ads and stuff. A lot of that has been taken down a bit because native advertising is the future. And even to ingrain that a bit more, Mark Zuckerberg is sort of famous for saying ads aren't cool. If you guys saw the movie The Social Network, put a 2 in the box if you saw the movie The Social Network. Most of us probably have. Mark Zuckerberg said in that movie, and it was a real quote, he said, they were talking about monetizing Facebook, and they were like, how do we monetize Facebook? And at one point, Mark Zuckerberg was like, look, ads aren't cool. People won't use Facebook if there's ads everywhere. And he was right. You have to have something cool for people to jump into, and not so much the ads. And even if you've noticed, look at Google AdSense. When you do a search for something, the very top 3 results are ads, but they look like the other results. They're just in yellow. So they're like it's a blend of the two. And that's a key to be able to identify an ad, but also not make it look like what we used to think of an ad as, like, being hit over the head with neon lights. Oh, sorry, I was about to sneeze here. And now, look, now is the time to get in on all of this, because there's this huge trend towards mobile, there's this huge trend towards native advertising, and there's this huge trend as well. All of it kind of comes together with the growth of social networks. How many of you guys would agree with me that social networks are the most powerful tool for reaching an audience? Put a yes in the box if you would agree with me that social networking at this point is probably the strongest way to reach your audience. Yeah, it looks like mostly everybody. And here's another question for you. Think of a website outside of the top, or think of a website inside the top 50 websites on the planet that isn't a native advertising based system. They all have native advertising because, and here's the key to all this, these big companies that we're seeing now, we see Facebook, we see Google, we see Airbnb, we see Uber, all these big companies, all they are is aggregators. They're just aggregators, which means all they're doing is taking information from other places and bring it together. And so their whole job is to not be an ad-based system, essentially. They don't want to show you guys nothing but ads, because then you wouldn't come back. And I think you guys can all agree with that. If Facebook was just full of ads, sure, they'd make a lot more money, but at the same point, you would probably never use them again. And so what I want to do is I actually want to show you guys how you can take advantage of this idea of native advertising. So this system here is called Interrupted. I'm going to explain this to you guys in a little bit, but I wanted to show you guys some of my results. I'm at over 100,000 clicks in this account, over 3,600 leads. These are all opt-ins to my list, actually. And it's all done using social traffic. And you guys can actually see here some of my daily statistics, around 50 to 100 leads a day, actually. But let me show you exactly how this whole system works. How many of you guys have seen any pages like this? Put a 1 in the box if you've ever seen a fan page sort of like this one. So yeah, it's just a fan page. They're free to create. It has, it doesn't cost anything to run, costs nothing to manage. So a lot of people can create them. And so a while back, I was like, look, I noticed this huge trend towards this sort of native advertising world. And I just want to show you real fast what I mean. Let's look at, this is a very, very popular website. They do something like 19 million uniques a day. And if you look, there's not one single traditional banner ad anywhere on this page, and yet they make $1 million a day. Look, there's not a single banner anywhere on here, but they do it through native traffic, native advertising. And so you'll actually see promoted by, and it's like a native post. It's a sort of hidden in there is some of these more promoted posts. 11 things every first dad should have before the baby arrives, and we've got this promoted by Geico. So there's this really big trend I noticed early on. Then I was like, so I talked to my team and I said, guys, look, we're sort of, my background is in the sort of development niche, software engineer niche, and somebody was saying that they was getting double sound. It must be you at some point, but my background was in the software niche. So I talked to my team and I said, guys, look, I want to be able to take advantage of all of this native advertising that's going on and this growth in social, because how many of you guys, by putting a 2 in the box, you realize that as one of them grows, the other grows, right? As social media gets bigger, it just provides more and more places for viral content to be shared. And as more viral content comes out, it allows for more opportunities for social networking. I should see a bunch of 2s, like the number 2s. Here we go. Linda, Karsten, Steve, Colin, Cheryl. Yeah. So the idea is these 2 are going to grow together forever. And this is I know everybody's saying, I've seen Facebook forever, but you haven't seen it the way that I'm going to show you today. But here's the thing: while social networking might not be new, it's about to hit a very big growth, because people are just now starting to figure out how to advertise on social, because it's not hard. Here's something I want you guys to think about. When you go to Facebook, are you ever logging in to look at advertisements? Give me an answer to that one. I want to see what you guys say. No, right. You're not logging into Facebook to see an advertisement. You know what you're logging in to do? And I'm going to break it down for you very simply. You're logging in to consume content. Put a Y in the box if you guys agree with me on that one. You're logging in to consume content, your friends' content, potentially news content. All you want to do is consume content. So here's the problem that we have when you advertise on Facebook. How do you advertise content? Because look, all of you guys just admitted the only reason that you even go on social networks is for content. So how do you advertise content? That's a problem that the entire marketing world is trying to deal with right now. Me and my team, we sorted it out. I'm not saying that we're the only ones who have ever done it, but I know that we're the only ones who have ever done it the way that we have. So in order to be able to figure out that we actually discovered this, I created a fan page where I just took a picture off Google two pictures off Google, and I called it Pug Nation. Now my wife has a pug. So I say we have a pug. My wife has had a pug for a lot longer than she and I have been together. And so I noticed with her, I was like, man, people really love pugs. Like whenever she sees a pug out in public, how many of you guys, by putting a 1 in the box, love pugs yourself? Like I want to see how many of you guys like can associate with this, because I find it interesting. Because it's a very, very big niche, and a lot of people love dogs as well. Put a 2 in the box if you just love dogs, because dogs are an absolutely huge niche. So yeah, a lot of people said I like all dogs. Steven said I love all dogs. Deb put a 2, Linda 2. So like a lot of people really like dogs. So I said, what if I could monetize? Now here's where I really want you guys to put a dollar sign in the box if you would like to monetize stuff like dogs. Like if you'd love to be able to monetize the idea of dogs, like or like anything that you just like, that everybody just likes, we can now monetize it. And I'm going to show you exactly how we do that. So I just posted this post here a little over an hour ago, and it's just a GIF on one of my fan pages. And as you can see, we're going to discuss a little bit about these new emotions, which are really cool on Facebook. It's no longer just a like button anymore. It's actually an emotions button, which is really cool. So this had 13 shares, almost over 100 likes. Let's go ahead and refresh and see if that's changed at all. It might have just refreshed actually, but we'll see. We've got 22 shares, still about 100 likes. We've got a bunch of comments here. And so what I did was I was like, people love this kind of stuff, right? Like they just want to see pictures of pugs. And articles like this. They want to see that this guy proves his dog is his Valentine with a couples themed photo shoot. So this is what people come to Facebook for. Do you agree with me? Put a yes in the box if you agree that like this is the kind of stuff that you come to Facebook for. Maybe not you individually, but everybody comes to Facebook for this kind of stuff. So now I want to see like an exclamation point or a 1 or like a yes if you would like to monetize this content. Somebody else's content, not yours. It's somebody else's content. We can now monetize and build a list off of it. So I'm going to show you exactly how I did this. What if I told you guys this was an ad? Would you believe me? Because this is an advertisement. This is an advertisement that my new system actually developed. I want to show you exactly how it works, and then I'm going to show you how I created it. So I went on my pug page. I posted this link just like anybody else posts any link, and let's see what it does. It takes people to BuzzFeed. No normal website. This guy proved his dog is his Valentine's with a couple themed photo shoot. And now look, this pop-up comes up on the BuzzFeed website that says, aren't pugs just the best? Subscribe to our Pug Nation newsletter and check our awesome pug supply store on Amazon. You get free product updates, it says right here, a little background. How many of you guys, by a show of 2, would love to control this? And you see exactly how this would work, right? People go crazy over this stuff. They seriously go crazy. Now you can close it out just that quickly, and now you're back on the original content, no harm, no foul, and you can go through and everybody's super, super happy. So this was my my post about the Valentine's Day shoot with this dog. Let's look at the statistics from this inside my program. So this is how I built it inside my program called Interrupted. I'm going to show you guys some more about this here in a second. But here's the actual post that I did. I called it Pug, Pug, Pug. This way I could keep it up at the front. And then you can see here, this guy proves his dog is his Valentine's with a couple themed photo shoot. So we're going to look at the actual statistics from this campaign. Now, all I did was post this to my fan page. I posted it online, and because people are sharing it constantly, all of my posts get a lot of shares. Constantly getting shares all day long. And the reason they get shares is because it's exactly what people want to see, right? Like you guys understand where I'm at. Put a 1 in the box if you understand why everybody's sharing my content, because it's what people really want to see anyways. So this is the kind of stuff they share naturally. So here's how we monetize and take advantage of it. I had my pop-up coming up on that page, and I got 21 subscribers out of that. Now, My subscribe form, when they opt in, it takes them to Amazon to look at other products, actually pug-related products. So I just started this one not long ago. It was actually Valentine's Day. I just posted it, so it was like 10 days ago, and I actually haven't even looked at it since. And we're going to do some cool stuff with this, though. I wanted to show you guys, if you look here, I still get subscribers every day. I got 4 2 days ago on this campaign, 1 yesterday, 1 today. And you can see here, it actually has all the subscribers' information. So as they subscribe, we actually hold it for you just in case you ever need a backup. But so that's just one very simple campaign. And here's where the real beauty comes in. How many of you guys have ever paid for traffic before? Put a 1 in the box if you've ever paid for traffic. Okay, so it looks like a good majority of you guys have paid for traffic. Now, what happens when you stop paying for traffic? How much traffic do you get? Put a number in that represents how much traffic you get when you stop paying. Yeah, zeros. Everybody's at 0, 0, 0. Now, imagine if that didn't have to be so, right? So this is the reason that social media is really going to be taking over, because Facebook created this timeline. So now when anybody goes to my Pug fan page, and here's what happens. I post this funny GIF earlier today. A bunch of people are sharing it, right? When they share it, and you can see all these people are sharing it. When they share it, it goes on their news feed. Other people then see this post and see the Pug Nation page. They then come back to my page and scroll through my timeline, and sure enough, they see other content that they like, and they click on it and they go to that content. And so I've actually had a couple here, like you can see this one around Christmas. I did 7 adorable pugs that just don't do Christmas. 117 shares. 1.5 thousand likes. How many of you guys, by a show of fives, you would love to have all the people on the internet sharing and liking your subscribe button, your actual opt-in form to build you a list? Yeah, it's like everybody. Colin, Stephen, Enrique, Lil, David, Shane, Cheryl. I mean, that's the key to all of this working, right? Because I don't have to create content in order to market on a platform that is all about content. Here's the problem. If you tried to market an actual product, and I'm going to show you what actually happens. This is what happens when you market content. You get 117 shares and almost 2,000 likes. I then posted a picture of a shirt, not that one, but this one up here. I posted a picture of a shirt advertising an actual product, and look what happened. I got 1 share and 23 likes. That's because people don't come to Facebook to look at products. They come to Facebook to look at content. And so if you can deliver content to people, you can now get free traffic as they share it. Now, on top of all of this, as you can see, I also paid for 66,000, a reach of 66,000 people, but I reached 76,000 because of the organic traffic. Here's what happens. For $10 a day, basically, not even that much, you can actually send people to this. And look at this. I want to show you my Facebook ads here. We're going to talk about one of the campaigns that I just started, not right before the webinar. We'll talk about how this is working in a second. But I wanted to show you guys this real fast. Let's go to performance and clicks. This is live in my ad account, by the way. And just a quick question for those of you guys who are helping me and being so active. How many of you guys, by a show of ones, have ever had anybody actually going in and doing this stuff live? And a show of twos, for you've never seen it live before. You always see screenshots and you always see kind of half proof, and it's never really that real. Because I think that there's a big difference. Steven, you got 36,000 shares from one post. That's dope, but I bet you didn't. How much money did you make off of it? Now you can actually build a list. So here's the idea. Look at this. I've gotten 266,523 clicks for 1 penny per click. This is my cost per click. It says right here. Cost per click for all your clicks on your ads. 266,000 clicks for a penny. And here's why. And I want you guys to really, really focus on this. Remember how I said people come to Facebook to get content? Put a 5 in the box if you understand that idea. This is where your mind is going to be like really taken to the next level. Okay, so everybody understands that people come to Facebook to get content. They go to all social networks to get content. Now, Facebook in the ads section, they charge you less if you are providing something that your market wants. So if I'm advertising, let's say I'm marketing this product to people who like pugs on Facebook, are they going to charge me more or less to show this to people who are highly engaged in this ad? What do you guys think? More or less? Yeah, they're going to charge me less because Facebook's job is to deliver content. I told you guys that before. Their entire job is to deliver content to its users. So if we create an ad that looks like we're delivering content, they expedite that. They push it out. They give it to us super cheap. So now we're getting traffic very, very cheap to whatever content we want. Now, there's a way that you can take this up a notch, and I actually did that. And so on this post, you'll see I actually created my own website using a viral website theme, and you can see this post was done by me. And I'm actually getting all the AdSense money from anybody who goes to this website. And then I also have this pop-up that comes in and it says claim your free pug shirt. Tell us where to send the free pug t-shirt. They opt in and they go to our t-shirt selling store. How many of you guys, by a show of tens, would think that's awesome? Like, that's what I want. Like, this is the easiest way to reach your audience that's ever actually been in front of you before. I promise you that. Now, here's some other really cool things. I want to show you guys more about this Valentine's Day post, because actually some really cool things happen. So not only did I get a list of 21 people, I did it for free because, as you can see here, I didn't promote it at all. There was not one promotion on this entire post. And you can tell when you promote a post because down here it shows you how much you paid for it, how much you got organically. Well, when that bar doesn't show up, it means that nope, you didn't pay for it. So I reached 8,000 people thanks to my 15 shares with one post that had my opt-in form on it. And so imagine, let's just see some fives for those of you guys who are like, yes, this makes sense. If I can get people on Facebook to share my opt-in link, I will get leads for free. That's what we're actually talking about here. And so now I want to show you how this actually comes about. So you go online and you find content about a pug, for instance. Here's exactly how I did it. I went to the search bar in Facebook, and I want you guys take some notes because this is pretty advanced. And I typed in pug, and I hit return. And what it does is it shows you all the content that is trending viral right now on Facebook that has the word pug in it. How many of you guys, by a show of fives, you knew that already? And a show of ones that you didn't? So this is going to give us research for what's already going viral. And I think a lot of you guys are going to know what's going on here. And it also shows posts from friends of groups. I'm going to show you guys this. Look at this, guys. Check this out real fast. This is one of my ads, actually, from a long time ago. I forgot that it was even here. I went to a pug group. How many of you guys, by a show of tens, you belong in a group on Facebook? You're in a group of some kind on Facebook. Yeah, a lot of you guys. Well, I went into this pug group with 16,000 people in it, and it says explicitly in there, you cannot advertise in the group, right? You cannot advertise. But does this look like an advertisement? No, it doesn't. So, subvertly, I got to advertise to this group, and check it out. I got 53 likes from the group and a comment. The comment was people trying to tag their friends that weren't in the group, but you can tell this works because I didn't get banned. The comment is still up, and I just said I couldn't resist, saw this on my newsfeed. This Doug Pug is hilarious. Now check this out. This is what the post does when you go to it. 5 things you didn't know about Doug the Pug from barkpost.com. You start scanning through, and you see pictures of this hilarious pug, and then, do you love pugs and coffee? Grab our best-selling Pugs and Coffee hoodie for 25% off now. How many of you guys, by a show of threes, would love to do this? Because this is what we're talking about. We're talking about actually putting your marketing material, your list building material in front of everybody who's looking for it currently. It's crazy. And then check this out. How many of you guys probably all know that mobile is the king, is the future. So this is what our opt-in form looks like on mobile. How many of you guys think that's beautiful? Put a 10 in the box if you think that's like a super beautiful mobile opt-in form, right? It looks great. It contorts itself to any screen size. So mobile or not mobile, it's perfect. And how many of you guys actually, how many of you, I bet you a lot of you guys have seen websites that look like garbage on mobile and you've thought, man, that sucks because this person's wasting my attention. It's like now you can forget all about that. On mobile, these things look great. So again, when they hit no thanks, they go back here. Now let's just check out this campaign and see what I got here. I got a bunch of, obviously I have a bunch of campaigns in my dashboard. I've been using this for a long time. And I don't know anymore the name of that actual campaign. I've got Holiday Pug. I've got, let's keep scrolling through. I think it says something on it about like Doug Pug or something to that effect. Let's see. I'm trying to find the actual statistics for it. So maybe it's listed under a different name. But let's look at some of the other ones that I actually have that I can show you some statistics for. 10 Pug t-shirts, right? I got this one, 10 Pug shirts. We're going to look at the statistics here. 67 subscribers on my list from almost 2,000 clicks posting on Facebook. How many of you guys, by a show of tens, you would like to capture 2,000 clicks and 67 opt-ins? And how many of you guys, by the way, just so that I know, by a show of ones, how many of you guys have your own website? So a lot of you guys have your own website. That's awesome. So let me just show you guys behind the scenes a little bit of this actual campaign, because you can now promote your own website in a much more viral fashion. But let's just check this out. You guys already saw the post I did about the Valentine's Day shoot. Let's go into the edit and let's check it out. So what I did was I found the viral content on Facebook by looking on the Facebook news feed. And so we can actually, let's go ahead and do this again. I'm going to take this link and I'm going to create a brand new campaign for you guys. I'm actually going to create a brand new campaign for you guys, and I might even post it right now. So here we're in the new campaign section. I found this BuzzFeed content, pug puns that will brighten your day. Oh my pugness, abso pugging lootly. Okay, perfect. So now I put that in the campaign link, and in this live previewer over here, it pulls up and it shows me that the whole thing looks great. I can actually scroll through it. Everything is clickable. It's perfect. And so let's go ahead, and now we're going to call it a name. I'm going to call it Live Test. I'm actually going to call it Pug Live Test. This way I know where to find it. And we're going to call it Pug. And now I've only done this in the pug niche because this is how I wanted to prove that it could work, because if it can work in the pug niche, it can work in any content niche. Absolutely any niche, doesn't matter. Internet marketing, dogs, cats, clothing, stores, it really doesn't matter. Amazon, everything. So now I click this pop-up settings button and I get 4 options here. Actually, I get 5. I can either pop up something on page load. When the page loads, I can show a pop-up. I can show a pop-up on a timer, which is what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to actually show the pop-up after, let's go with 18 seconds. I could show it when somebody mouses off of my browser, or I could actually lock the page itself before giving anybody access. Now, for those of you guys who have your own websites, could you imagine being able to lock any of your content until you get an opt-in form for them to actually see it? So people would have to actually opt in to see stuff, which is a really, really big asset. And then lastly, we have this one, which I absolutely love. You can actually show, instead of an actual pop-up, you can show a URL. How many of you guys, by a show of twos, you're familiar with CPA marketing? You've ever heard of CPA marketing, or you've done it maybe in the past? Yeah, so CPA marketing is a great form of marketing. It's really powerful. Now you could actually pop a CPA campaign on top of other viral traffic, which is really, really cool. So now when somebody opts in, I have to redirect them somewhere. So I'll actually go to, I have a represent campaign that I've had live. I didn't actually make any of these t-shirts. And I've sold a couple just by posting links on Facebook. As you can see, I have $73 in profit off of 5 shirts I've sold. I didn't make any of these designs. So let's just see, Crazy Pug Lady. I'm going to go ahead and I will show the campaign so I can grab it. And so these are actually available in represent.com. All you have to do is take them. I didn't have to design any of them. So I'm gonna redirect to that Pug T-shirt campaign. If I wanted to, I could send my mobile traffic to a different URL. This is what's really powerful about this system, guys, is it's not just about traffic getting, it's about traffic control. If you're not controlling your traffic to the utmost extent, you're losing traffic. So imagine you're promoting an offer or you're sending traffic to an offer that doesn't look very good on mobile. Thankfully, this one I'm sure it does. If it doesn't look very good on mobile, you can just send the mobile traffic somewhere else. How many of you guys, by putting a 5 in the box, you see the value in that? Because almost 50% to 60% of your traffic is going to be mobile. And if it doesn't look good and you're sending traffic to something, you're screwed. You're wasting traffic, which is in turn wasting money. But for now, this page, I know it's going to look good on mobile, so I'm going to go ahead and turn that off. I could also control the exit traffic from this website. So now, how many of you guys have ever tried to hit X on a page and you see a little pop-up comes up that says, hey, wait, before you leave, take advantage of this program, yada, yada, yada. How many of you guys have ever seen that before? Put a yes in the box. Yeah, so it looks like pretty much everybody has seen one of those. Well, now you could actually control that pop-up on somebody else's website. Put a 5 in the box if you think that's ridiculously cool. So now all the traffic that you send somebody, you can actually control the exit traffic. So when they try to leave, you can actually control the exit. It's amazing. I'm not going to do that on here because there's one thing I will tell you guys about. If you're advertising something on Facebook, they don't want you to have the exit pop. So if you just post a link on your Facebook, it's fine. But if you're advertising, it's not so great. And so I'm going to turn that off. Geo-targeting. One thing that you'll find out as you start promoting offers is not every country is allowed on every offer you promote. So you might be selling a product, or maybe you're emailing your list that you're going to be building, and they only accept United States and Canada traffic. Well, if you're just sending your naked list to it, you can't control what countries go where. So what we do instead is we say, look, tell it what countries you want to see your main offer, United States and Canada, and then tell us what URL you want the other countries to go to. So let's see some 10s in the box for everybody who sees how valuable that is, because now you're not wasting any traffic. None of your traffic ever from this point forward ever has to be wasted, which is huge. And now I want to show you guys this. I want to actually show you guys inside of another account that I use. So I've been using this Interrupting system for a while, and this duplicate traffic redirection system, this is such a huge asset. I want to see like everybody on this call. I want to see you guys put a 1 in the box, because I'm in order for me to show you how I've made, I think, over $10,000 in the last month and a half just clicking this button. I want to see all the ones in the whole room. Everybody who's here. There's hundreds of people here. I want to see all the ones. Cool, we're getting there. Enrique, Steven, Greg, Linda, Karsten, Sebastian, Wall, David, Deb. Perfect. So let me just show you guys. When I mail my list, I turn this on. So what duplicate traffic redirection means is when I send an email out to my list, a lot of times people click that link in the email more than once, or they click on an ad of mine more than once. Let me just ask you guys a question and see if you can answer this. Why would you send somebody to the same URL twice? You wouldn't. You would, like, there's no sense in sending somebody to the same offer 2 times, because here's what happens. When they click your link and they see the campaign, they go to the page and they either make a decision to stay and buy the product, or they make a decision to leave because they don't want it. So why do you continuously send people? Now, I understand not everybody converts this the first time, and that makes sense. But at the same point, why would you over and over again send people to the same offer when you could send them to 2 different offers at the same time? So let me just show you what that means here. So you can actually take anybody who clicks the link more than once, and you can either send them to another campaign inside of your Interrupting account, or you can send them to another URL. And so what I do when I mail my list is I send all of my duplicate traffic, somebody who clicks my link more than once, I send them to a different URL the next time. So they're still seeing the first offer, but the next time they click that same link, they are going to be seeing a different offer. And here's what it is. I'm getting paid for every click that I send this company. And so I want to log in real fast. And so every email that I send all my duplicate traffic to this company. And let's just take a look at, we'll go, where'd it go? January 1st, 2016 to today, almost 2 months. As you can see, I've done almost $11,000 in revenue from just that one function. How many of you guys would use that one function if you had it? Like, now you can generate tons of free viral traffic. You can build a list, and every time you mail that list, you can actually send the duplicate traffic somewhere else to get you paid even more. It's absolutely insane. Somebody asked, how did I get the 0.001 clicks? And as you can see here, I've gotten some of the clicks for 0.002. There's a couple of them 0.001. But the way that you get really, really cheap clicks is by simply having content that people want to see. That's what they want to see. And so I'm going to go ahead and finish this ad right now. So we've got my ad set up. It's on a timer for 18 seconds. I'm going to go ahead and hit next. And now I can actually choose how I want my pop-up to look, and I can completely customize this. So here's a couple of really awesome options. We have a YouTube video player one, and we also have this one, which I think is super, super cool. So let's just take a look at this one real fast. This one actually, you can incentivize your list to opt into your list by clicking share. How many of you guys, by putting a 5 in the box, how many of you see the power of that? Of people sharing your opt-in form before they can opt in. Now let me just show you guys exactly how this functions. Check this out. So this is step one. They see the information that you want, and now you customize step two, and that's the opt-in form. So now people are, not only are they on your fan page and they're marketing this content for you, right? They're actually they're sharing it for you to all their friends. But when they get here, they then have to share it again. And that's what's really cool. So maybe not everybody's going to share it on here, because when they click, they're gone. And then you've got here, they can click this share button. And look, you can actually see, I'll show you guys live how this actually works here in a second. But let's just show you here how awesome this is. I'm actually going to change the background real fast. I have one on my desktop. To let's go to my desktop. Here we go. Pugs in space. And so now what I changed it to was this background here of this like pug looking up into outer space, kind of a cute little themed thing. And so now I can actually change this content to say whatever I want. And in this case, I could say something like, love seeing funny / cute pug websites. Click the share button below. To now, I'm sort of making this up as I go, but to see something even better. And so now I would just say here, click share. Click share below. And now in the description, I would just say, right now I can actually delete this one. And so now when they click share, this opt-in form is going to pop up. And now I would have it say something like, enter your email address below. I think that's like 1D, 2D. There we go. Enter your email address below. And so now I would hit next. And this is where the real fun comes in, guys. So if the post doesn't look like this, it's not going to be very shareable, right? You guys agree that like if it doesn't look like viral content, it's probably not going to get a lot of action. So it was really important that our system help you make the thing look viral. And so here's the anatomy of a post that makes it look viral. You've got this image, you've got this headline, you've got this subheadline, and you've got this URL, right? Those are the things that make it look viral and that will actually drive virality of your post. So we said, look, we want to be able to let you not only edit but control it. So here's what we did. We then said, okay, so to choose the URL, it doesn't matter what niche you're in, we have something for you. We've got survival guide news, sports all day, TechCrunch news, online income news. We're going to go with today's buzz. And here's the brilliant part. How many of you guys, by putting a 1 in the box, have you ever worked with an autoresponder before? You've ever used an autoresponder, or you have an autoresponder, you've ever done anything with one? So it looks like most of you guys. And how many of you guys, by a show of twos, have ever made a mistake with the HTML code that you have to enter in to like build a form code, and like it's always just kind of a pain, and it's like almost, honestly, I feel this way. I'm so honest. How many of you guys have actually not moved forward on a campaign because the thought of creating the form code is so like sort of overwhelming? It like just seems laborious. Well, we got rid of form code forever. Check this out. You actually just go here to our autoresponder tab, and we're integrated with these systems: MailChimp, GoToWebinar, Aweber, GetResponse, GVO, and SendLane. And so all you do is hit Add New. You name the account. So let's say I would call it Aweber. And then you select what account you want to add. So if I want to add Aweber, it then asks me to get authorization. And so what you do is you click this Get Authorization button, and you'll actually log into Aweber, and it'll give you the access key and the access secret. You hit Save Changes, and you're done. How many of you guys, by putting a 1 in the box, think that that's way easier and way more convenient than doing a form code? And now watch this. This is the more beautiful part about that whole thing. Now, when you're creating a campaign, you go to this thing here, says autoresponder. You select what autoresponder you want to use. So I have 3 integrated. I have GoToWebinar, I have Aweber, and I have SendLane. So I choose my SendLane account, and I choose this PugNation. That's my PugNation list. So I just told this system that when somebody subscribes, they're going to go into SendLane and they're going to go into my PugNation list. How many of you guys, by a show of fives, really love that idea? You never have to work with form code ever again, and all you have to do is on the fly select the list that you want your subscribers to go into. Absolutely insane. And so now this is what our link's going to look like, and we can go a little bit farther with this. But let me just ask real fast, how many of you guys, by a show of tens, have ever are familiar with the idea of retargeting? And this is where this thing gets really, really powerful. How many of you guys have ever heard of retargeting? So retargeting is a really big part of the future of marketing. Whenever somebody clicks your link right now, if you share a post on Facebook, if I shared this link right here on Facebook, could I track who clicks that link? No, right? You guys, right now, all of you are actively sharing stuff on social media, but you don't get any marketing material out of the back end of it. So we're changing that forever. Check this out. In your ads manager, you go to Tools, Pixels. This is in Facebook. Actions, and View Pixel Code. And this is actually a pixel code from Facebook, and I want to show you. All you do is you just paste it into the tracking code section. No, nothing else. You just paste it. And so now, everybody who clicks on my link, I'm going to have a pixel. I'm going to be able to cookie them so I can remarket to them. How many of you guys, by a show of fives, think that that is freaking awesome? Everybody who now clicks your link becomes a targeting pool for you. And here's the great thing. Here's the combination of this whole thing. Do you think it's more likely that people are going to click on this than they're going to click on an ad? Of course. So now we get to market to people who are more likely to click on stuff, so we're going to get a much bigger pool. It's insane. So check this out. I'll actually show you guys. Inside my URLs here, you can see, remember that link? Put a 1 in the box if you remember that link about the photo shoot that I posted on my Pug page. Right, like the guy did the photo shoot thing for Valentine's Day. Everybody seems to remember. Check this out. I posted it on my page, and look, in the last 7 days, we can actually go, I think we can go all time somewhere. I can actually change this. Last 14 days. Last 14 days, I've had 184 people that actually clicked that link that I can retarget to now. I can actually create an audience and retarget to these people. Now, this is a super targeted audience. And look, every page that I post, I have another article that I posted in the baby monitors niche, and I got 92 people in there. I can actually target people who have clicked on my link. And here's one of the great aspects of this. you can now educate. How many of you guys, by a show of twos, you know that if you educate your audience on why they need something, they're more likely to buy it? How many of you guys, by putting a 2 in the box, realize that a part of marketing and selling is educating your audience on why they might need something? Enrique, Deb, Steven, Linda, everybody seems to sort of get that idea. Well, if you didn't, now you know. So here's the key. What if you could advertise general content to people, so now they're educated, and now you have that audience saved in Facebook, so you can actually advertise products that are directly in line with what you just showed them? How many of you guys, by putting a 5 in the box, you think you could probably make some sales if you did that? That's like a no-brainer way to make sales, because now you already know they're interested in the topic and they're educated on the topic because they read the article that you sent them. And so now we're going to move on from that. But so now I can actually retarget to everybody who clicks on my link. So now we're going to go down again. And here's what's great. Our system automatically pulls the headline out of the article that we're going to be sharing, and it pulls the description. So if you don't want to change it, you don't have to. But you know, like if you want to, like sometimes the encoding ends up showing up off or something. But you could say, as Pug would say, he says, as Pug Bart Simpson might say, let's see, it said something. I Pugorama. Let's see. So now I'll actually copy this in there. I Pugorama. And so now we've got our own. We could upload our own image if we want. We could do a lot of different stuff here. So that's when you actually you could upload your own image here. That's going to change the share image. I just want to show you guys real fast what this ends up looking like. So now our campaign is done. How many of you guys, by a show of twos, think that was a pretty easy campaign to set up, right? I mean, it really was. You just type in your keyword on Facebook. It sends you a bunch of results about what's trending in your niche. You now go in and you customize an opt-in form. And so now I would go to my fan page. Let's just take a look here. Go to my fan page, which, again, my most recent post I posted 2 hours ago, and it's still getting action, 22 shares, 104 likes. So these people are actively sending people back to my fan page. And now if I wanted to, I could post this link. And so here's what's actually crazy about this. Sometimes you have to post twice. Watch this. So you see there's no image here. Facebook has a glitch where I'm going to post it once. Now I'm going to delete it. And now watch what happens when I post it again. Now the image shows up. It's really strange. But how many of you guys, by a show of ones, think that somebody's going to click on that this fan page likely will get a lot of clicks on that link? Yeah. And then I could advertise it. If you guys had to guess how I would advertise this, how would I advertise this to people who like pugs, right? Well, that's actually pretty easy. So let's just do this. I'm actually going to post this, and let's see what ends up happening as far as any traffic. Let's see. Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and do this. Let's go back into Facebook. Let's find it again. And let's see what they actually shared. As Pug Bart Simpson would say, I Pugorama. Okay, I don't actually like that, but so that's all I'm posting. Not very hard. Obviously super simple. And guess what? I mean, guys, even if you don't have a fan base, all you have to do is boost the post to people who you think would like it. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. So I'm just going to go ahead and post this. I don't know what kind of results are actually going to come of it. I'm going to post it and give it a shot. But anybody who likes my fan page, they're now going to get updated with this post. And we'll see here in a bit what the results are from that. And so now I wanted to show you guys with that same idea, what we were able to do is we actually, my friend has a store, and you can see this is the actual back end of the store, where she sells fitness clothing. She sells a very specific kind of fitness clothing. So it's actually a small niche. It's only for women and women in the weightlifting niche. But she's done $8,000, almost $8,000 in sales to her store, all from Reddit. Now, really quickly, guys, how many of you guys have ever heard of Reddit? 2 if you have not, 1 if you have. Okay, so a lot of you have heard of it. We're going to go ahead and take a look into Reddit and see what's going on here. Because Reddit is I believe it's a top 20 website in the world. Let's look. It's the number 9 website in the United States. So those of you guys who don't know about it, you need to. And let me show you how you can take advantage of it now. Reddit is all about posting viral content. That's all it wants. It wants links from you about viral stuff out on the web. So now I'm going to do a search for pug. I've got positively covered in pug fur right here. And so I've got 21,000 people who love seeing pug stuff. And let's see. I wonder, I don't know if they'll actually allow me to post this pug link, because some of them have restrictions on what kind of links you can post, but let's check it out. Where was it? Oh, here it is. So let's go here and I'll hit submit new link. And so now the URL is going to be that one, and title, so now what we can actually do is we're going to be sharing this in an audience of 27,000 people. How many of you guys, by a show of fives, think that after everything that you saw, people will likely click on my link? And guess what? When they click on my link, they're going to see my opt-in form. And so you guys see what's happening here. I'm actually going to start building a list off of just posting for free on Reddit. This is it. I'm going to go ahead and hit submit, and that's it. It just posted it right there. So now it's on Reddit, and we'll actually see what ends up happening. But let's go ahead and take a look at some of the statistics and see if I'm already getting action. How many of you guys, by a show of tens, would love this if I'm already getting traffic? Like, this is insanely fast. I'm doing this all live, so I don't know if any of this is going to work, but yeah, I'm already getting clicks, and I've already had impressions on my pop-up. My pop-up has already showed up 3 times, so people are already seeing that share button, which then redirects to an opt-in form. So what I need to do real fast, though, guys, is I'm actually going to, because I don't like just wasting it, I'm actually going to go back to that campaign, and I'm going to edit the pop-up really fast. This shows you how fast you can actually edit all this stuff. I want to edit the pop-up, and instead of having that one, I'm actually going to go with an opt-in form, just a straight-up opt-in form. And let's do this. We're going to go with this one that looks like an invitation. You're invited. Name, email below. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm actually going to redirect people to I found online this Doug the Pug Amazon calendar thing. And so actually, as an affiliate, I'm going to promote it. And so how many of you guys have ever used Amazon before? Doesn't look like many of you. Well, you can actually get a commission for promoting stuff on here. So check this out. This is how easy it is. I'm just going to take the link. So I'm actually going to redirect everybody who opts in. I'm going to redirect them to Amazon, where they have a chance to buy that product. So we're going to go back here again, and I'm going to flip that. And now everybody who opts in is going to they're going to see this invitation to check out the new Pug calendar. I don't have to change anything else. Everything else is already there. We're going to go ahead and hit finish. And now I'll just go back to this page real fast, and we can actually see if anything else has happened. So I'm at 28 clicks, 9 impressions. So people are already actively going to my system. And so if they buy the Pug calendar, I make money. So now, not only is this on the Pug, it's on the look at this. If you go right now, I don't suggest you do it because I'm going to show you guys some other stuff. But if you went to Reddit right now and you searched Pug and you went to the 21,000 person list, you would see my link up at the top. How many of you guys, by a show of tens, think that's freaking awesome, right? Like, it doesn't matter what niche you're in. You can do it anywhere. Yeah, it's awesome. And now here's the other thing. Carson made a good point. What if I don't want the name? Well, again, let me show you guys here. We have other templates with no names. So I think I have some that I'm not using a name on. We actually have some that don't. Like, here's another one. This is a campaign that I'm doing in the drone niche. So I was promoting this article about drones. And it's a video. So people were watching the video, and you'll see here in a second what one of the search, what it looks like here. And boom, now we have one of our templates coming in that's just email address. It's got a video in it. And so now it says, think that's cool. What if you could do it what if you could do it yourself? Enter your email below to get a massive discount on a top of the line drone. This was actually a campaign that we did for somebody who they have a drone store. And so they actually they were using this campaign to drive traffic to their drone store. So we actually have opt-in forms that have a bunch of different features on them. There's 20 of them in there. But then now that you guys understand a little bit about how this actually works, I wanted to show you guys, like, I'm at 3,658 subscribers from posting on Facebook. How many of you guys, by putting a 2 in the box, you're like, yes, I want to get thousands of subscribers from posting content that people want to see? Because here's the advantage, guys. You can promote your content on Facebook and get subscribers. But if you try to promote an opt-in form to your list, you're not going to get any action. It's way too expensive. It's like $2, $3 a lead. With this method, you can get leads for like 50 cents. And they're directly being redirected over to a sales page where they'll actually buy from you. And here's what's great. I literally just started this this Amazon account here. And so I just started it, and I posted a couple links on Facebook, and I was like, I just want to see what's going on. How I can do it. I don't even know how to use Amazon. I can't, like, I literally can't even get to, here we go. I think this is the home page. And I already have, and you can see, I already have 90 clicks and one person's ordered something from me. Now, until that offer gets shipped, I won't get any money off of it, but I'm already getting money from Amazon just by simply posting links on Facebook, which is insane. But here's what's great. Because this is online every day, like, one thing I want you guys to understand is, when you post on social media, the link stays online forever. So you know how we said earlier, when you pay for traffic, after you're done paying for it, you no longer get any traffic. Well, when you keep it online on social media, you get traffic forever. How many of you guys, by putting a 5 in the box, you get that? You're like, yeah, getting traffic forever, it makes sense on social media, but not when you have to buy traffic. But here's the thing. When you continuously post stuff on Facebook, you're always driving people back to your website forever. So let's just look at this real fast. Let's go to my fan page where I just posted that link. I don't know if anything's happened on that link yet, but let's just check it out. I've already got a couple of likes so far, so it's already starting to move there, and there's, traffic hitting it, and I likely have more people who are seeing the page now. So let's take a look. And so now I've already got, look at this. Guys, insane. Oh, that's actually a different campaign I think I clicked on. I was like about to say 7 is incredible. Hold on, let's make sure that's the right one. We want this one. Live test. Yep. Okay, cool. So we're at 16 impressions, 55 clicks. Give it a little bit. I just changed that opt-in form. The one before was that share one, which was all messed up. Now we can actually see if we end up getting any subscribers at any point. But I've only shown it to 16 people because the timer on it is 18 seconds. If I was going to aggressively be, looking for leads on this, I'd probably make it about 12 seconds. And here's another beautiful thing, guys. Facebook denies ads that have entrance pop-ups and exit pop-ups, but they have no problem with timed pop-ups. So this is one of the only ways where you can actually advertise other people's content and pop up an opt-in form on their content. It doesn't matter. It absolutely does not matter what niche you're in. Let's see. Has anybody upvoted nobody's upvoted it yet, but we'll see. No comments or anything. But I'm going to be continuously getting traffic for that over the course of time. Like, I was just at 55. Now I'm at 64. This is actually going up pretty fast. As you guys can see, I'm getting traffic live. How many of you guys, by a show of ones, have never seen anybody create a campaign and get traffic live in the same, in the same breath, basically? Amazing. It is amazing. And you guys can do this on every single social network. I could post this on Twitter. I could post a link to it on Instagram. And I could also create an ad for it. And look how easy this is, guys. You just hit boost post, and you can actually do it to people who like your page or friends who like your page. This is just the easy way to do it. People you choose through targeting. Now I could do create a new audience, and now look. What is a word that you guys think would identify somebody who likes pugs? So who do you think, what's a word that I could target that would tell me this person probably likes pugs? Somebody said dogs, but that's not nearly specific enough. So, okay, now we go. Here we go. And we've got pug lovers. All right, so I'm gonna do this, pug. And here we go, pug lovers. So now I hit save. That's all I'm doing. And now I've got a $20 budget. I'll reach 8,000 people, and that's 8,000 people who are going to have an opportunity to share and like my post. How many of you guys, by a show of ones, think that that's easy enough that even you can do it? There's nothing special about this. All you have to do is promote it to people who like the content that you like. And look at this. My actual post already has 4 likes and 1 share. My opt-in form, in the amount of time it took me to build it and get everything going and get traffic to it, has now been shared. So now there's other people around the planet sharing my opt-in form. And nobody on this call can claim that they've had their opt-in form shared as much as I have, especially not as quickly as I can do it. It's absolutely, absolutely insane. Because here's the ultimate key is we are going to Facebook, and we are going to Reddit, and we are going to every social network with the content that these people want to see. So now we're giving them the content they want. Facebook and Reddit and Twitter and all these other social networks, Instagram, they are all now also giving us the benefit, because the more activity that you see on a post, the more they continue to push that post. And the more they continue to push that post, the more people see it. And so now I'm at 76 clicks, 28 impressions, and soon I'll be getting free opt-ins from doing nothing but posting on Facebook. This is just absolutely insane. But so the store that we actually did to be able to get $9,000 in sales. One thing I wanted to mention to you guys real quick, we just went to Reddit and we went to a CrossFit post. So we went to the search bar, we went to CrossFit, and we posted viral articles in the fashion fitness niche there, and then we had people opting in, going to her store. And look at this, guys. We're doing almost $8,000 in sales by simply posting to Reddit twice a week. That's her only thing that she does for online business. It's incredible, because we're using this sort of trend of native advertising, and we're taking advantage of the fact that social networks are so huge, and that's where all the eyeballs are. You could also do this on Pinterest. I haven't even done it on Pinterest yet, but I know Pinterest is even more buyer happy. When you show links of stuff on Pinterest, people love it because they want to buy it. Absolutely awesome. And as you guys can see here, on my dashboard, I wanted to show you guys, I get like 50 to 100 leads every day. Some days as high as 155. Today I'm at, looks like 7, 3, 6, 22, 52, 34. So as you leave, the Google Plus groups work just perfectly too. Also, if you don't want to advertise, just like I said before, you actually can take this link and go to groups on Facebook and post the link in a group, and it's not advertising because they don't know that it's your opt-in form. You're actually taking advantage of the trust of the normal website, so you get a lot of benefit from that. Like I said, totally free. I get leads all the time. 155 I got this one day here. 34, 52, 22. On average through all of my accounts, because this is only one of them, this one's the one that I actually I use this account for clients. We do about 50 to 100 leads a day, every single day, all through viral traffic. I mean, there's no days here where we're not getting traffic, and that's because it's all on our fan page here. And so let's just refresh here and see if we've had any more likes and comments here. So far, nothing else is coming through. That's okay, because it's going to probably take a little bit of time. But so super powerful, because we're actually taking advantage of what they want us to do. So here's what I love this part because I think you guys can all relate. Those of you guys who put A in the box before, how many of you guys now see that generating traffic isn't as hard as it was before? Put an A in the box if you realize that, like, yeah, generating traffic is just not that hard when you can actually, now that I understand how it's possible to share content that people want to see, that they're going to continuously share, and that's going to continuously get me opt-ins. A is now gone forever. B, you're not focused on list building. Guys, Interopt-In is all about list building. So even when you, in order to do all of this, you're going to be building a list along the way. It's the only time it's ever actually been built in to your promotion. So let me see some B's if you guys think that building a list is now probably not that difficult, because you see that your pop-up is going to be showing up on all these viral content. We got everybody. We got Enrique, Deb, Steven, Wall, Deb, Linda. Everybody's knocking B out. And then C, you're not monetizing correctly equals wasted traffic and no sales. I can show you guys, and actually, let me show you. I can show you guys real fast. Take a look at this. I told you I was going to show you this before. So this is my affiliate account with just JVZoo. And so when you have a list in a specific niche, as you guys can see, since 2011, it says I've done almost $500,000 in affiliate commissions. And this is all from an email list, because once you build your email list, you can promote products and you can generate sales. That's one platform. I'm also an affiliate in this system here. And let me just show you. I'll actually be logging in for you guys so you can actually see. Let's look here. I've got a bunch of different affiliate accounts, but let's look at these paychecks. This is proof that when you have an email list, you make money. So as you guys can see all the way down the line here, let me just zoom in here. Let's go all the way back. And I mean, I have weeks here. Look at this: 16,000, 37,000, 18,000, 15, 20, 13, 21, 13, 13, 23. So when I say that it's actually possible for you to like legitimately do $4,000 a month, $5,000 a month, it's because I know I'm able to do this. Look, October 9th, I made 4,000. October 16th, 7 days later, I did 4,800. And since October of 2014, like these days just never stop happening. 7,000, 9,000, 8,000, 8,000, 59,000 on the 19th of March, followed by 9, 11, 13, 11, 10, 24, 16, 23, 10, 15, 26,000. This is life-altering style of income. And look, somebody said, let's see the header. Date and amount paid. I logged into the account live, guys. There's no other way to fake that. I logged into the account live, and you guys can see week after week, 10,000, 4,005, 4,000, 4,900. Shows you when I was paid and how much. And so here's the thing. How many of you guys, by putting a 3 in the box, you know that you need to build a list? Like, list building is what you have to do. Somebody said, how much time do you spend a day on those campaigns? When I mail my list, I spend 20 minutes a day. 20 minutes a day writing a campaign. And then I send it out to my list. And so Interopt-In is your guys' secret sort of solution to building a list and generating sales. Because if you have a list, sales come with that. And then once you have a list, all of those actual problems are solved. And again, I was showing you guys those statistics. That's like over $400,000 in affiliate actual revenue, plus another $400,000 in another account. I'm not saying that in your first week you're going to make $800,000. I'm saying that if you actually apply this stuff, you can continue to get to that pace. It took me like 3-4 years to do it. But again, in my first 30 days, I made $105,000 because I was aggressive with my list building. And now, here's the thing. When I started online, Facebook wasn't nearly as big or as powerful as it is now. It wasn't as big of a marketing engine. So the key to all this is the growth in viral traffic and the growth in that native advertising that we were talking about. You guys can now take advantage of both of those with Interopt-In. And you don't even have to understand why it works or how it works. All you have to do is post links on social media, essentially. And so you can actually grab traffic from other people for pennies. You can monetize the traffic using the Total Traffic Control Suite, which I showed you guys here as I was explaining in this video. You have all these control features, so now you're not wasting any more traffic ever again. Mobile traffic, exit control, geo-targeting, duplicate traffic. When I promote my list, which I'm building through Interoptin, when I promote my list, I use all these controlled features so that I never waste a single click, and I make way more than most people because everybody else is just wasting their traffic. And then once you get an offer that's profitable, you simply scale it to make more profits. It's not rocket science. Like, that's the one thing I want to explain to everybody here who thinks that, like, you know, you're kind of a newbie. Wait till I show you guys some of this stuff here in a second. Then you rinse and repeat using viral content. So there's new viral content every day. Put a 1 in the box if you see a new viral article every single day, right? When you log into Facebook or when you log into a social network, you're always seeing viral content. So the beautiful part about all this is we never run out of marketing material because there's always viral content every single day. So that's like, it's going to make it to where it's super easy for you guys. Interoptin, this software tool, is what makes it all possible to do that. So on the left, you can actually see a lot of the templates that we currently have. We're actually building up some discount coupons. We're building up some yes/no templates right now, some t-shirt templates, the whole deal. In the upper right-hand corner, you can actually see that this is how you actually add people to your subscriber base. So this video that I'm showing you guys is 11 seconds long. That's how long it takes to add an autoresponder. And hold on 1 second. I think that it looks like we might have lost Marius again. He had some issues. Hold on. Hold on 1 sec, guys. Okay. It's not adding him. Let's check it out. Yeah, Marius, I don't know how to find you because there's like 25 people with their hand up right now. So hold on 1 sec. Yeah, there's just too many people with their hand up. If you guys have your hand up, put it down because I got to try to find Marius so that he can hop on here. Yeah, I don't know. But so I wanted to show you guys that bottom right one is also a new template that we just added. Somebody asked earlier, you know, what about just an email? Here is one of the just email templates. All these backgrounds you can actually change, which is a really, really cool feature. All the text is editable. All the buttons are editable. It's all pretty editable. Here's a campaign that I'm actually using right now. I changed the words on it. This is just placeholder text. But I actually use this to sign people up for webinars. So I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with doing webinars for yourself, but if you are, or if your clients want to do webinars, or if you want to do webinars in the future, now you can actually use Interoptin to get people to sign up for your webinars. And we integrate directly with GoToWebinar, which is beautiful. We've also got these. So imagine, I don't know if a lot of you guys know this or not, but on Amazon, or on Facebook, you can't actually promote Amazon links. You can only promote to a bridge page. So what we actually did was we created essentially a bridge page where you can now promote Amazon behind this page. So people just go here and they click on this button and they go to see your Amazon affiliate link, which is how you make money. Showed you guys. This guy here, Ricky Mateka, he makes over $150,000 every single month. He has a huge company. He uses Interoptin in his business every single day to run his business because he knows how easy it is. And he said, this is the definition of a game changer. I'm hooked. Awesome there. And then I wanted to show you guys, because a lot of you mentioned early on in the call, like, I'm kind of new to this, blah, blah, blah. Some of you said that you have a store. This was one of our first members, Anderson Onduso Abonyo. He's actually a Kenyan who had never tried marketing online before. He used the training inside Interoptin and the software, and as you guys can see, he got 1 cent clicks, 3,837 website clicks, 127 email subscribers. He made $150 in sales on his store and 540 pre-orders, which means he was selling stuff he didn't even have. And look at that. He spent $27.40 on ads. That's a $570 profit in like you can see the ad down there was running for like 3 days. He did it in 3 days. And he says at the bottom of this quote, he says, "I'm just a newbie trying to find a way to survive." Like this was his first campaign in our system. I wanted to real fast. I just wanted to look at the chat box here. And Carson, I'll get to your question here in a second. Don't you worry. And so let's get to what this. Get back to this. I wanted to make sure I had the question box there. This guy, Jamie Flano, I believe he's in his mid to late 70s. And he actually was just looking for a way to monetize his time. He had a little bit of time on his hands, and he was like, hey, I want to figure out how I can make some extra money. Started using Interoptin. He got 1,121 clicks, 30 conversions. He showed his pop-up to 675 people. And as you can see, he was promoting a ClickBank offer directly behind his opt-in form. And he got $66 in sales off of a $30 ad. So he got basically he got 30 subscribers for free, and he got $34 in commissions. So he made $35 in profit and built a list in 4 days. How many of you guys, just by a show of ones, that would be the most money you've made online in the shortest amount of time with getting the most amount of subscribers? How many of you guys is that true for? And how many of you guys would agree that you could take that same campaign idea, and now what if he spends $60? What if he spends $500? How many of you guys would take a profitable idea like that and just continue to scale it? Yeah, it's like everybody's like, me. I would do it totally. Because that's the idea here. You get an offer profitable for very little amounts of money, like $30, and then you flip that and you double the payout. You double it. So now tomorrow he spends $60, he makes 122. You guys see, or 132. You guys see where I'm going from here. And what was the most special to me about this was this is on Facebook, totally unsolicited. And at the bottom he says, "Give it a go. If I can stumble across a sale, I'm sure anyone can." Totally new to the entire environment. Another big time marketer, actually, he does big stuff in the Warrior Forum. He uses this software. He says, "I can't believe everything that this does. My business has never been so easy." And then, guys, again, my results don't just speak. I think that they scream. You can see here, this is actually one of my favorite screenshots because you can see that I didn't make anything on New Year's Day. And that actually, it was kind of a default because I didn't send any promotions to my list. But the next day I said, you know what? I don't want that to happen anymore. I don't have to just not make any money because I have an email list. So 2 days later, I sent an email on a Sunday. And on Monday, I woke up to $1,920 in my account. When you have an email account, when you have an email list, you can do so many things. And now with Interoptin, you can finally grow and build an email list. That same email list can make me up to $10,000 in 2 days on Warrior Forum, promoting stuff that my list wants and needs and benefits from. And then again, when I send to my list, this was actually in December. It wasn't the whole month of December, but when I send to my list, $2,887 straight from my duplicate traffic redirection system in Interoptin. Total no-brainer. Just that one function, I think a lot of you guys are going to end up making a ton of money. And then as you guys can see, I showed all of you how easy it was. How many of you guys, no matter what happens today, you're going to start using Reddit? Put a 2 in the box if like you're going to start using Reddit to market stuff. Because it's super easy and you can get tons and tons and loads of traffic and you can find exactly the target market for your niche. It's a no-brainer. If you have a store in the Game of Thrones niche, you go to the Game of Thrones subreddit and you post a link. Here's the problem. Without Interoptin, you can't just post links to products and hope that people buy it. You have to post content on Reddit or else people won't react. And you guys know that. The importance of this whole thing is the fact that we're delivering content to people and we're not advertising to them because that way of marketing is dead. So 13 months ago, I asked those questions to myself. I said, how can I take advantage of this system, of this viral traffic growth, the social media growth, all without having to build anything really myself? So my team and I got together and we started building it. So this was explicitly set up for me because as an email marketer, one of the things that I realized was, number one, if I can reduce the cost it costs me to get an email, I can then make more from that email because I don't have as much cost to make up. And then also, if I can control when I'm promoting that list, if I can control the actual flow of traffic better. Imagine this for a second. You're promoting an offer and you leave, you get an email list of 1,000 people, and you send an email to the offer that's a ClickBank offer that just launched, and you're all stoked, and you leave and you go out to lunch and you're on your cell phone and you get the email on your phone and you open it, and on your mobile browser, the website that you're promoting doesn't even load. And you're like, oh my God, like I just wasted so much of my traffic. Well, if you have Interoptin, you can log into Interoptin from your phone and direct traffic right to an offer that actually does work. And so that's why I only built this for myself. Started showing a couple of people, and Marius, who I'm going to grab him, I'm going to make sure that he's on here in a sec. I actually met up with Marius not long ago, and he said, look, I have a lot of subscribers who know they need a list, who know they really need to get this internet marketing thing moving. And I was showing at Marius, because he actually got an account with me, and he was like, man, I've got to show this to them. I've got to. And I said, look, we're not live. We're not launching this. We're not, this is for me and like a handful of other people who want to use it. And so after a couple of minutes, I decided, look, I can do it a little bit ahead of time, but I'm going to ask something in return for you guys as well. And I'll tell you guys that in a second. But I'm going to give you guys truly a once-in-a-lifetime limited offer. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to give you guys today, because essentially I want your guys' help as well. We're going to be giving you guys full access to an unlimited account of Interoptin, which means as much traffic as you want, as many templates as you want, as many campaigns as you want. There's no limit. So just right there, if you were to go out and get a link tracker, it would cost you about $97 a month for anything over 100,000 clicks. Well, I'm going to give you an unlimited account for Interoptin that does a lot more than that. We're also going to give you full training access to over 25 hours of real training on things like Facebook traffic, Reddit, solos, you name it. And actually, I'm going to show you guys some of that training right now. You can actually see right in the training dashboard, we have all of this training right here. We go through an hour-long walkthrough. I have a 24-minute woodworking campaign, which people have, not even kidding you guys, people have taken this exact video in 23 minutes, they copy it, and they've made money using this exact same campaign. It's crazy. I've got just a ton of videos in here, hour-long, live Q&A webinars, the whole thing. We've got a bunch of cool videos in here for you guys to take advantage of. And so the training itself, that's not a question. That's definitely in there. You'll never have any questions on how to use something, how it works, why it works, yada, yada. So that's something to keep in mind. I know a lot of people were asking about that. Let's see if I found Marius here. And so I think Marius might be joining us here, hopefully in a second. Maybe not. Okay, that's not him. He had a hand raised, so I made that person a presenter, but they aren't the same person. All right, no worries. So again, on top of that, I'm also going to give you guys 20 ready-to-use templates, including social sharing, video, and more. I'm going to show you guys those exact templates here in a second. And then I'm also going to I give you very frequently in our Facebook group, which I think has more value than anybody else. Hold on. Is the live look-in campaigns on my Facebook group, which you guys are going to get access to today. You guys can join us on our Facebook group, chat with us live. I respond to everybody on there. It's pretty cool. I actually give you live look-in videos on my exact campaigns, like the stuff that I'm testing for you guys to make sure it works. You guys can actually check it out and see live sort of what's going on, which is absolutely freaking phenomenal. Most of my users love that more than they even love the software, which is crazy. And so, look, by giving you guys this unlimited access to Interoptin, we've literally solved every traffic, lead, and sale problem ever. I don't care what niche you're in. I don't care how much traffic you've already generated, how much you've not generated, how many leads you don't have. Everything is set up for you in there, regardless of your experience level, where we show you how to go from nothing to something. And look, as if that wasn't all the way enough, there's more. I'm going to be giving you guys today. So I've been creating this. So somebody just asked, what's the Facebook group name? I'll tell you guys the Facebook group name here in a second. But I'm also going to give you guys 39 ready to profit campaigns. So I'll explain to you guys here in another minute that we are going to launch Interoptin down the line. And so I've actually created these 39 profit ready campaigns, arbitrage giveaway, list building, time bonus, exit opt-in, YouTube traffic list builder, exit funnel builder. And I've also got 5 webinars in our Facebook group, live webinars. One that it's a 2-hour webinar on email marketing. I have another 2.5-hour webinar on e-commerce marketing. We cover all the training that anybody could ever want to know. That's also going to be included for you guys today. So we are actually legit giving you guys the red carpet treatment, because when this does go live, the initial account, the only account basic level that you can get, is going to be a $197 a month for basic. That's going to limit you to 10 campaigns and 50,000 clicks a month, likely 25,000 clicks a month actually. Or we're going to be going up to as high as $10,000 lifetime. We're going to have an agency level campaign where big ad firms can actually buy a lifetime account to this for $10,000. That's not what we're going to be doing for you guys today. Today, you're going to get everything: the done for you campaigns, the 20 plus templates that I'm going to show you here in a second, the unlimited campaigns and traffic, all the future updates as far as videos and everything are concerned. You're going to get weekly webinar access. Every time that I host a webinar for my Interoptin people, it lasts 2.5 hours. I answer all the questions. We do some really, really cool stuff. And all the live training videos, you guys are going to get all of that as well. And so we're going to do all of this today. So this is Interoptin, and this is something that we're not going to be doing in the future. And here's one of the big reasons why is I want you guys to be successful with this, so that when it comes time for me to need a testimonial, I have you guys to go to. So this is essentially, you would consider it, most people call this beta, but when you're saying beta, it means your software is not ready. Our software is fully ready. We just need about, give or take, 1,000 people to use our system. And when there's 1,000 people in our system, we can shut the doors and we're getting ready to launch it to the public. So if I have you, Linda, or you, Enrique, or you, Deb, or you, Steven, or you, Sebastian, using the system and making a bunch of money, and then you come and you have a testimonial for me, I can then use your testimonial as a way to get a lot more money out of people in the future. So in order to be able to make that possible for you guys today, you're going to get everything, the entire unlimited Interoptin account for $497 one time, which is a lifetime access, or just $97 a month. If you go to Interoptin, so you guys can get it now, go to interoptin.com/instant. So I'm going to actually link you guys here in the chat box, the link to get it. Interoptin.com instant, and hit, there you go. So now that's in the box. So I want you guys to go grab Interoptin right now, because here's the thing. Come a couple months from now, we're going to be launching this full, and we are going to, I just want to make sure I have the chat box up here, and we are going to sell this for a lot more money, because we're going to have testimonials from you people on this call. Somebody asked, can my team of 3 use it? Yeah, you can give it to as many people in your team as you'd like. Just remember that all of your campaigns are accessible to all 3 of those people. So that's not an issue at all. The lifetime deal, guys, is going to be limited to 20 people. I'm strict on this because I don't need to sell this access. So the $97 a month program and the $497 for life, they're the same exact campaign. You guys are getting fully unlimited. So I know a lot of you guys are familiar with like how sales funnels work and whatnot. So when I actually release this to the public, our sales funnel is going to be a $197 one-time front end for very limited access, plus down the line, all these upsells for the additional campaigns, for the additional for the additional templates, for more traffic. It's going to cost over $400 a month to use our system when we're all said and done, when we actually launch it. Or you can buy a lifetime access for around, we're going to be doing anywhere between $5,000 to $10,000, depending on how many users it is. But for you guys, I want you guys to get access to I want you guys to get access to this before we do all that, because I want you guys' testimonial. So again, it's interoptin.com/instant. And so again, the public prices, base memberships $197 a month, $4,995 lifetime for an individual account, or almost $2,000 a year for another base level account. We'll be able to we'll have those as upgrades. And this is what I'm actually most proud to tell you guys about. I want you to check this out. For some of you guys who are like, hey, I'm a little unsure about whether or not I know enough. Check this out. This is actual on our Facebook group messages from people. Nafia says, so far just started a few minutes ago. And look, 53 clicks, 2 conversions. He already had 2 opt-ins from a guy who's never had a list before in his life. Now we've got Josie Just Perfect Rosales. She did a $5 ad on Bing and did $160 in ad revenue while building a list, which is incredible. We've got a bunch of people here. We've got this guy who loved doing spreadsheets, used our system. He actually wasn't even using it to build a list. He just used the training inside of our system to build a huge fan base. And this was the beginning of him building up a huge fan page on Facebook. Julie Hodge here. This is the stuff I like the most. Says, I'm still very new and clueless, but I'm no longer stressing about it because I know that with the support I get from Travis and the Wealthery community, I will figure this out and I will finally be successful. One of the big keys to this entire thing working, guys, is look, you guys know at some point or another you're going to struggle with something. When you have an entire community of other people helping you get through that struggle along with me, it changes things. You're no longer working by yourself all the time. Jeffrey Neal here said the continual training that Travis has provided has been in small enough batches of content and highly motivational in nature, so I can absorb the marketing direction that he's taking in his own business and apply it to mine. I mean, imagine guys, a 7-figure, and I only say 7-figure marketer because it's true, a 7-figure marketer showing you the inside of his campaigns, letting you literally copy them. Nobody else is doing that. We've got here Dr. Matt Laporte from Naples says, since joining Interoptin, I've generated leads on autopilot and finally built my list where the real profits are made. Best part is Travis goes all out for each member, providing us with continuous training. That's a huge bonus for everybody. I'm sure you guys have been members of other programs. I mean, people just rave about this stuff. Interoptin is a monster software. You get to set up autoresponder, lead capture pages, redirects for any offer you want, all the tracking. It's a total package. You're not going to find the tracking and all this other stuff combined anywhere else. This guy broke it down into 3 steps. Learn how to generate viral traffic, learn how to build a list, and then generate income from your list. That's all it takes. It's not any more complicated than that. You don't have to build any websites or worry about SEO rankings or waste time and all this other crap. We are doing what the social networks want us to do and getting paid for it. And you can see here another customer of mine actually put together this little collage showing how he had these viral posts that then turned into subscribers on his GetResponse account, that then turned into sales on ClickBank. Total no-brainer. And so now you can see why, though, the lifetime access is limited to 20 people. Because again, eventually, here's what's gonna happen. Some of you guys who are watching right now, you're like, yo, you know what? I'm gonna wait and see what other people have to say down the line. Well, I just showed you what a bunch of other people have to say. But what's gonna end up happening is in 3 months, when we actually launch this thing to the public, you're going to see again people from this very webinar have making hundreds, potentially thousands of dollars and generated thousands of subscribers. And then you're going to have to pay 4 to 5 times the amount of money. So that makes, at the end of the day, that as a software guy, I make more off of that. So I'm happy to have that happen. But I'm doing this now because Marius asked that I give a deal to his subscribers. So we're only taking in a couple of essentially beta testers at this point. For the testimonials. And now you guys are also going to get access to a live Q&A session. It was a 3-hour, our last one was a 3-hour long call. Me and another marketer, Ricky Mateka, got on there and we just blew the lid off of marketing for 3 straight hours. The replay was insane. I sell access to my webinars for $300. You'll see actually where you'll actually have the opportunity to buy access to webinars with me for $300 out on the internet. If you're a part of my group, you get some of those for free when you're a part of the Interoptin membership. But we have other ones that people pay upwards of $300 just to join a webinar with me. So it's a real deal, guys, because I answer questions. You guys can see I'm here on this call right now, and it's answering questions, almost all of them. So again, what you're getting, monthly webinars to make this easy, $197 a month value. So what I'm telling you guys is this is the value of what we're going to sell this same membership for when we actually go live. We're going to sell the monthly webinars for $197 a month. The 39 already profitable case studies ready to use for it's $300. The amazing software to control, get, and monetize traffic. So one thing I want to point out to you guys is this. Interoptin cost me $85,000 to build all the designs. I mean, we have over 40 designs coming, and each one of those cost $150 to design, just the templates themselves. So the software itself is foolproof. It works. You notice, guys, it's not a WordPress plugin or something that all these other guys want to make seem like it's really cool. And they just, all they're doing is selling you a stupid WordPress plugin. And like, look, I got no offense to WordPress plugins, but what ends up happening, and I'm sure a lot of you guys put a 1 in the box if you felt this pain before, you buy a WordPress plugin and then it's impossible to install, or it ends up needing an update, and then you get left behind and you're like, man, what is going on? Why won't this thing work? Ours is all web hosted. You guys don't do any of the hosting. You don't need hosting. You don't need a domain. You don't need a website. We do all of it. So, I mean, the software, the traffic control suite, all that's included, plus the 20 plus professional templates and access to all of our future video uploads and anything of that nature. So that's going to be $150 each. Our templates in the future are $150 to get access to any of them. So now you can literally, when you have access, you can think of having no more traffic problem, because every time you post something on social media, you're going to get likes, comments, shares, and it's going to grow. The virality of that post is going to grow. So now you have no more traffic problem. You have a massive list, because as you share these links on social media, and as social media gets bigger, and as your audience gets bigger, and as more people start to adopt this hidden gem of marketing without looking like marketing, you're going to build a massive, massive list. And then imagine being able to make sale after sale all day, because when you have an email list, you control that audience's focus, and they buy from you, and it's that simple. So now what I want to do is I want to see how many of you guys have already gotten access. Type I'm in if you've already gotten access. I want to see how many of you guys are already doing it, because it looks like a bunch of people have already said that they're doing it. Somebody said, is anybody answering my questions? And then somebody asked, this is also very important, guys. Can we buy the $97 right now and then upgrade to $497? You can do that. Here's the thing: you're not going to get a discount for the $497. I allow that to happen, but what I don't like happening is people saying, "Oh, well, I basically want to use the $97 as a monthly payment option," and that's not what we are not doing that. So let's see. Perfect. Yep. Great. Everybody's in. We've got Sebastian's in. We've some of you guys, the names aren't showing up, but awesome. Looks great. So and then somebody asked a really good question. How would this whole system work on a page that has no fan base? Let me just show you guys real fast. Some of my pages where I'm generating the most of my traffic, they have no fans, because all of my posts are behind the scenes. So like I have this Paleo Nation page right here. I do a lot in the paleo niche. I have 69 likes on my page. So you don't need an established page in order to make this work. Once you're a member, I teach you how to use Facebook and how to manipulate Facebook to get traffic to your links, how to get it cheaply, how to get it easily, how to get it constantly. You don't have to worry about any of that stuff. It's all taken care of for you guys when you're in the membership program. So look, at the beginning of this webinar, you guys agreed that if you could solve A, B, and C, traffic, list building, and sales, that you could be successful. I think all of you guys remember that. We are now solving every single problem between you and profit in one easy-to-use software that everyone in their right minds will be paying upwards of $10,000 for in the months to come. Um, I'm just typing back to somebody there. And then, hold on. Okay. And you get access to me and all of my training. So look, if nothing else came out of this, and Kirsten, really good question. There's a replay in our Facebook fan page, in our Facebook group page from yesterday. She asks, did we address monetizing the list? Yesterday, I did a 2.5-hour webinar where I talk about monetizing the list, because look, you cannot talk about how to monetize a list in that short of amount of time. But nowhere else are you guys going to be able to get access to the actual guy who's running the behind the scenes. It just doesn't happen. You might get access to him for a minute, but after like 2 weeks, he's gone. You know that. You've experienced it before. That's just how it is in most cases. That's not how we roll. We are a group. We're like a, they call a group. I don't know if you guys know this, but they call a group of pugs. They call a group of pugs a grundle when there's like 3 or more. And you guys are like my grundle, right? Like you're my group, my homies. So I'm excited to have you guys join on board. Again, you guys get the access to the webinars, the 39 profitable case studies, the software, the control suite, and the templates, which is just sort of like a ridiculous no-brainer. Guys, when I launch this, the templates themselves, to get access to 5 templates a month, is going to be $97 a month just to get the templates. I mean, that in itself should be a reason to get in before everybody else does. And again, you guys are getting access to the Q&A webinar. We're going to be having one probably within a week, where we run through a lot of different Q&As that you guys might have. So here's a look at the templates. I told you guys I'd show you some of the templates. Here's a look at some of my favorite. And so we've got this one, which I showed you guys before. I'm just trying to find the mouse on my computer is not working. Hold on. Okay, well, I guess it's not going to work. Let's see. Okay. All right, here we go. So we've got this one, which I showed you guys before, fully editable, obviously. This one, that webinar template, I love. I think it's great. This is a really cool one as well. I think the full page ones are going really nicely because on mobile, they look great on mobile. This is one if you just want to send clicks, super easy. Here's another one. For those of you guys who have stores, imagine being able to send people to your store and pop up this 20% off coupon when they try to leave your store. Pretty awesome. You could do this with all sorts of different setups, guys. There's just no limit to how you can actually use this. Another template here, maybe you're doing like some sort of face branding or customer branding. You could actually do that. We've got this one, so it's opt-in on the left, image on the right, and we've got another one switched where the opt-in's on the right, image is on the left, whatever you fancy. And then, so I wanted to show you guys one last thing before you guys head out. I wanted to show you guys a bonus that I'm offering you guys for being on the call today. It's a social page. So you're like, wait, social page? What do you mean? So every single link that you guys create, you're going to have the option to add it to your social page. And so let me just show you guys what that looks like. When you're in the campaigns tab, I go to edit. Let's say I want to add this campaign to my social page. Now, let me just ask you guys a quick question. How many of you guys have ever been asked for a home website or your main website? Put a 1 in the box if you've ever been asked for your main website or your home website. Like Facebook usually asks for it. Applications usually ask for it. And most of us, we just don't have a home website because even I don't have one. And because I don't really know how to build one. So what we did in our system was we're going to be building a home website for you. And so now I'm going to add this to social page. I click that button, and now I'm going to go ahead and hit finish. And so I just added that Valentine's Day photo shoot to my social page. So what happens is inside your account, you get to upload an image. You get to tell us what your name is, your description. You can link to all your different social networks. And what this does is it basically creates a timeline of all of your former and current, the ones that you want to share, Facebook campaigns or interrupting campaigns. And so now when you're sharing this all over the internet, you go on a forum, you share it on a forum, you share it on Reddit, you share it wherever you want. All you're doing is sharing links to things that people can now subscribe to your list with. Look, you can see one of the paleo campaigns that I ran. So how many of you guys, by putting a 2 in the box, how many of you guys don't have a squeeze page builder? And how many of you guys, by putting a 1 in the box, you do have a squeeze page builder? You have some sort of a system that builds a squeeze page. So a lot of you do. Now you guys can cancel it, basically. And if you don't have one, you do now, because look, all of our templates can be put on page lock, where it's basically acts as an opt-in form. Now they have to opt in to get to the next step. And so you can see this is actually just a lock template. So it's an autoresponder page. It's a squeeze page, basically. So yeah, actually, somebody asked, can you create client campaigns? And if so, can you connect to individual Aweber accounts for each campaign? Yeah, absolutely. You can upload as many Aweber autoresponders as you want. You'll just name them differently. You'd have Aweber client 1, Aweber client 2, and then when you're at the end of the campaign selection process, you'll actually just select their autoresponder, the one that you want to use. So now, how many of you guys, by putting a 5 in the box, you guys want this social page? Because again, remember, this social page is something that now you guys can share as much as you want as your homepage, and you're just getting free traffic and free leads to all the links that you can post on Interoptin. So everybody who's getting access today, you guys are all getting it as part of it. It's all going to be part of it. Again, that's going to be an upsell that we have in the future, because this is a really easy way to get free traffic. So you can just post whatever links you want. And you can also make this an entity if you want. You only get one of these pages, but you could make this entity, like if you're in the pug niche, this could be my Pug Nation page. I could just put a picture of a pug, call this name Pug Nation, and then that would be all the pug stuff. So that's, in a nutshell, that's it, guys. I want to see real fast. I don't know if I've gotten any subscribers yet, but I wanted to see if I've gotten anything going on in this link. The link that I posted at the beginning of the call, I've already got a subscriber from an opt-in form. Now, remember, any of you guys who know anything about email marketing, and if you don't worry, because I've got a 2-hour-long webinar in our fan page right now. I'll show you guys what that looks like now. It's not a fan page. I'm sorry. It's a group page. And as you can see, this is our group, highly active. I posted a video in it just today, actually. And as you can see, the people are like loving it, giving me wows and likes, and bunch of everybody's getting help from other people, basically. And you get help from me. As you can see, like most of these I respond to. So I give advice wherever I can, wherever I see fit. And so actually on here, there's a webinar from yesterday. This is all posts from like the last 2 days, guys. Right here is a link to a webinar that we did that covers email marketing. It's like 2 hours long. I cover the freebie idea, because here's the thing. Nobody's really going to opt into my list right now, because I'm not offering them a good reason to, right? Like, I'm telling them to opt in to check out a pug calendar. It's not exactly like I'm saying opt in, enter your email address, name an email now to get access to this free pug raising PDF or something. So on that webinar that I just showed you guys will all get access to, whoever get access today, on this webinar, you guys will actually get the information on how to create freebies. So you can entice people to opt into your list. Because let me just show you guys what it looks like when you entice people to opt into your list. Let me show you the statistics. This is going to blow your mind. I didn't even show you guys this before. So here's the statistics on one of my campaigns. I'm enticing people to opt into one of my lists, and I'm getting almost 40% conversion. 6,000 opt-ins. 6,000 opt-ins by enticing people to opt into my list. And you can see I've got all the information down here. So I just built a list of 2,228 people by giving them a good reason to promote. So that webinar in itself is literally gold mine, guys. It's a gold mine. I get leads to this campaign every single day, and I don't even touch the list anymore. So even that webinar in and of itself is definitely going to be a key. So, but on that note, again, guys, interoptin.com/instant. Go grab access. I know a lot of you guys already said you had access, and most of you guys who are hanging around right now, you already do. Get in on this before it's too late. Seriously, get in on this before we end up launching this to the public, because you're going to see an email come into your inbox in like 3 months from now, and it's going to be talking about how awesome Interoptin is, and you're going to see all these people who were on this webinar having success, and you're going to be like, why didn't I do it? And so Karsten asks, why the big difference between clicks and pops? Because again, I'm only popping this pop-up. It's only showing after like 8 minutes. So when somebody's on the offers that I'm promoting for 8 minutes, I show this pop-up. So you could do it right away. You could do it afterwards. It totally depends on what kind of marketing strategy you're going with. But it's again, it's going to be up to you guys. So I really look forward to working with you guys. I know a bunch of you guys are already on board. I'm excited. I'm excited to have you guys in the system and to grow this system, because we're not even nearly done with some of the things that we can do in this. You guys are going to have access just in the Facebook group here, all this case study stuff, the old webinars. Like I show you guys right here, like a full campaign for you to use. Like this was yesterday I posted this. And as you can see, a bunch of people were like, great, I just tried this, on to the next one, blah, blah, blah. So lots and lots of really cool updates. You get to see what other people are doing. Here's a video that I posted in our group that shows $70 in raw profit while I built a list of 45 subscribers on a $9 ad. I mean, this stuff, you cannot make this stuff up, guys. This is truly, truly what it's all about. And I'm excited to be able to give you guys access to this. So I'm excited to see your guys' success stories. And I know Marius here. Marius here. He had an audio issue. He mentioned in the chat box. He was saying that his audio wasn't working. His mic was broken. So I know that he would obviously wish you guys well for being here, and thanks for attending. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the group. And one last time, guys, that's interoptin.com/instant. Go grab access, and I will see you guys very soon. Thanks.